What do you get when you combine Transformers, King Kong, and Gears of War? Stay tuned for our review of Pacific Rim Uprising to find out.
In this sequel, mankind is again threatened, and soldiers have to jump into Jaegers, man-created robots, to save the planet.
What is a Jaeger? A Jaeger is the pinnacle of human invention. When the monsters came, we did not wait for heroes to fall from the sky and save us. We saved ourselves.
This is a sequel to the 2013 original Pacific Rim. So in the original one, it was more like monsters coming out of the seas and man getting into the Jaegers to fight them. This one, there are a few little twists to it.
So I didn't see the previous installment of this movie, but I felt like the movie did a great job of reinstating the previous plot and showing these flashback scenes, so I really felt I didn't miss anything and I could still enjoy the movie.
Well, one of the things with the first film is that there was a uniqueness to the vision. The first film was directed by Guillermo del Toro, who recently directed The Shape of Water, and there was something unique to his visual style and to bring these monsters to life and these robots to life. But having seen that one, you see this one, and it feels like it's just like a replication of what happened in the original one. So the uniqueness isn't there. Something else I would say is a lot of the original characters don't return. For instance, Idris Elba was in the first film, and they kind of make, since this is a sequel, they move on to the next generation. So it's John Boyega is the main character, playing Idris Elba's son. Charlie Hunnam was in the original. He doesn't return for this feature, and so you have a new character introduced, played by Scott Eastwood. So it's kind of the next generation, but the same kind of idea as the original one.
So the special effects in this movie are really cool. They have a lot of cool robotic effects as well as these crazy alien creatures, and just overall the movie is a really cool movie to watch just because of the special effects alone.
I definitely did like the special effects, probably not as much as I like the ones in the original, but the special effects are carried on to this new generation pretty well.
There's also a lot of violence that goes with these special effects, like when you're seeing these crazy creatures fighting and they're destroying this city, and you do see a lot of people die, so that was a little unnerving.
Although you seem to be laughing.
Death and destruction.
Yeah, you were worried about how much rebuilding these buildings would
Yes,
cost.
I was just watching all these like buildings getting destroyed. I'm just like, the deficit. I'm like, it's gonna take forever to fix these.
Yeah, there are a lot of big battle scenes, like you would see in like a Transformers movie, like you said before. I would say I didn't think the plot worked as well as it should. It was kind of a superficial plot. Early on, it introduces a new character played by Kaylee Spaney. And she's just a rebel trying to create her own Jaeger, and she's enlisted by the military. And when you get into that, you kind of get into cliched scenes of her not really fitting into with the rest of the group. There's a girl who doesn't really like her, and you know that eventually they're going to form like a closer relationship. And so it's very like stereotypical plot that we've seen before, at least for the first hour, and then you really have more of those battle sequences in the second hour. I would also say there are some, so I liked most of the characters. There are some character changes that I wasn't really a big fan of. Like in the original film, which I had a mixed to negative review of, I did like the supporting character played by Charlie Day. He provided some great comic relief.
It is pretty cool.
And here he does that at the beginning of the film.
That's what I'm talking about!
But then less so in the second half of the film. And so I was kind of missing his character's fun spin on things from the original film.
What's really cool though is I really liked his role in this movie because it was very different than what he usually does. It's a little more of a serious role, but definitely check it out because there's a bit of a twist that you'll, I think, appreciate.
Yeah. And I also thought a lot of the dialogue was a little clunky, like halfway through the movie when a character's motivations are revealed, they say, "Oh, what are you doing?" And he's like, "Oh, I'm ending the world." It's very superficial in that way. It's not really, there's not a lot of nuance or uniqueness to the film. It just kind of leads itself to the battle sequences that you see in the second half.
I thought Kaylee Spaney did a great job. I thought her acting was really great. I haven't seen her in any film before this, so I thought she did a great job.
Yeah, I would also say that the main character played by John Boyega, does a good job, and the Scott Eastwood character does a good job as well. It's just the plot needed some, like a more of a unique footprint to really stand out. So overall, you would definitely recommend this film?
Yeah, I would give this film a B. I definitely recommend you to go see this if you like those action-packed movies, because there's a lot of that and you're going to want to see those special effects on the big screen. But I will agree, and I will say that there are these similar archetypes going on, and there isn't anything groundbreaking with this new sequel.
Yeah, I was a lot more negative on this film, so I would probably give it a C-. If you really like the original Pacific Rim, you probably want to check this out, but I think it's kind of an unnecessary sequel that really didn't need to be made. Well, thanks for watching our video. Make sure you subscribe.
Links in description.
We thought we had sacrificed enough. But the war we thought we finished is just beginning.